What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr War Games, and today we have another news drop with I believe 11 brand new cards. So these come from the anime Chronicles, which is a set in the OCG that they'll be getting in the next few months. So we start off of course with an alternate art for Junk Warrior, which is pretty awesome. I really do like this artwork. I think it's kind of a cool addition for the deck as well. Obviously, you do need to play it in Synchrons if you are playing Overtake, and I feel that the artwork is definitely better than the original. And this will come as a 25th quarter century secret rare as well. It'll be interesting to see what set we get this in the TCG. Maybe they'll try and put it in the tins, which would be really, really cool. Even though they announced them last night, there was a couple of bits of artwork on the tins, but it was just a concept, so we don't know if that's the exact ones. Moving on to the first brand new card, it is called Hellkepter. It is a wind dinosaur level 4, and you can only use the second and third effect once per turn. So if your opponent controls 2 or more non-wind face-up monsters, those monsters cannot target this card for attacks. During the main phase, you can add 1 poly from your deck to the hand, and then if this card becomes banished, you can special summon it, and then you can add a poly from the graveyard. That's kind of cool. And speaking of dinos, here we get a brand new fusion. It's called Hell-Horned Cyberse or Horned Cyberse. So it is level 6 Dino Fusion. It does need the Kitopria and a Dino or Dragon monster. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. So massive Rex Raptor support on this. Love it. If this card is fusion summoned, you can place 1 field spell from your deck or graveyard face onto your field zone. Wow. Another route into Lost World, nice. Can attack directly the turn it is special summoned, and during your main phase you can immediately, after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 dino or dragon monster. Nice. Okay, cool. And then we get a brand new DarkWorld monster. What the actual heck? So it's a level 12 and it's called Colorless Chaos King of DarkWorld. It's got question mark attack and question mark defense. However, it does require specifically Rainbow, Overlord of the Dark World, plus 2 or more Fiend monsters. So, let me just double check. Is it gonna Overking the Dark? For some reason there, I was like, oh no. Like, if it just said a Rainbow Monster, that would be kind of, well, I suppose then it would allow you to, nah. If you went with this specific spelling, it would mean that you have to play Rainbow. But I just wanted to make sure that it was the newer Rainbow and not the older Rainbow, because that would be a little bit painful. If this card is fusion summoned, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Nice. This card's original attack and defense become the number of fusion materials used for its summon times 1,000. So at base minimum, it's going to be a 3,000 attack monster. Keeping in mind as well that when you've got a session, you can use your hand and your graveyard. So you can make this a fat stack monster that will pretty much destroy the entire board. So DarkWorld a session reads, during the main phase, fusion summon a Fiend fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing materials mentioned on it from your field or graveyard. If fusion summoning a DarkWorld monster this way, which luckily this is, you can also discard monsters as material. So you can just make this one fat stack boss monster. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target a face-up card you control, discard 1 card, and if you do, your opponent cannot target that target with card effects this turn. Now again, it's discard as effect, so it will be able to trigger Dark Worlds. It does, like, with the background artwork, it looks like the umbrella symbol. Like, if you, I know it's not perfect, but when you see it, like, it bends around, it looks like it's the umbrella symbol, and then it looks like he's got these dark tentacles, so it does look like something directly out of Resident Evil, which is kind of cool. Carrying on, we get a brand new synchro called Combat Wheel. It is a level 6, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners. The first time this card would be destroyed by opponent's card effect, each turn it is not destroyed. Once per opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you can discard 1 card as cost. This card gains attack equal to half the total attack of all other face-up monsters you currently control. Then place 1 counter on this card. Also, your opponent's monsters cannot attack monsters for the 4 attacks this turn except this one. Wow, okay, so it's just basically like a redirector to protect all of your stuff. If this card with a counter is destroyed by battle, destroy all monsters you control. Okay, interesting. And then it looks like we've got some new chronomalies, which is really kind of cool. So a soccer pillar, you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is summoned, you get to add one equipped spell from your deck to the hand. Then if this card is in a tap position, change it to defense. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, take 2,000 damage. Off. And then we've got Cabrera Stone. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is summoned, you can add one triangle O from your deck to the hand. Then, if this card is in attack, change it to defense. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you take 1,000 damage. Triangle O, a normal spell card. You can only use one of the first or second effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control Crystal Skull, Ahsoka Pillar and Cabrera Stone, destroy all cards on the field. After this turn, your opponent takes any effect damage you would have taken. Wow. You can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one Crystal Skull, Ahsoka Pillar, and one Cabrera Stone in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and draw 3 cards. So it's a draw spell, but also a board wipe spell with a burn effect. Nice. Totem Pole, a continuous trap card. Your opponent cannot target rock monsters you control with 0 original attack with card effects. Once per battle, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can negate that attack and place 1 counter on this card. If this card has 3 counters, send it to the graveyard. If you have 3 or more monsters with 0 attack and different names in your graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard. Any effect damage your opponent takes this turn is doubled. Wow. Giving Chronomalies an OTK capability. Mad. Drastic Draw. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. You cannot normal or special summon monsters the turn you activate this card except cyberse. Wow. Banish all monsters you control. Minimum 2 to draw 3 cards. Wow. Okay. That's kind of cool. I mean, if you're playing a cyberse deck, you really don't care. And then as long as you can put cyberse monsters on the board that are expendable, you're just drawing 3 cards. And then we've got a normal trap card, so you can only use the first and one of the first and or second effects of this card's name once per turn, and only once that turn. Pay half your life points, then target 1 normal trap in your opponent's graveyard, except transaction rollback, which is what this is. This effect becomes that trap card's effect when this card is activated. You can banish this card from the graveyard and pay half your life points, then target 1 normal trap in your graveyard except itself. This effect becomes that trap effect when this card is activated. I mean, it's kind of cool because then it means like during your opponent's turn, you get to use one of their trap effects, and then during your turn, you get to use another one of yours, or vice versa, really. And then we've got Code Hack. It's a continuous trap card. Cyberse link monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn during the battle step, if your monster battles an opponent's monster, you can change that opponent's monster's attack to 0 until the end of this turn. And if you do, neither monster can be destroyed by that battle. Also, neither player takes battle damage from that battle. I'm confused. Why would you do that? I suppose you'll have to use a cyberse effect to get rid of it. When your opponent activates a card or effect during the damage step, while your Code Talker monster attacks, you can banish this card from the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, the attacking monster gains 700 attack. Interesting. And then we get back to the alternate art for the Junk Warrior. I mean, this is all kind of cool. I like it. They're nice little legacy updates. So obviously Chronomalies is really kind of cool. Rex Raptor Dinos is also pretty cool as well. An alternate art for Junk Speeder, so I'm hoping we're going to see some more Junk / Synchron cards. Obviously we do have confirmed for the Resonator deck, or Archfiend deck, coming out later in the year. We haven't seen any leaks on those yet, so that'll be kind of interesting to see where we go from there. And hopefully we get some more obscure anime support. Like, I don't want it to always constantly be the main cards. Like drop Dark Magician one card. That's all we need. Like a card that is Red Ice Fusion but for Dark Magician, and then everything else can just be like, you know, I want to see more support for the Resonators. I know we've just had Blackwing support, but it'd be nice to see more Rose Dragon support. It'll be awesome to see more of the kind of obscure, like Gimmick Puppet support, or more Shark support, just stuff like that. Something that's a bit more obscure from the anime would be really kind of cool. Anyway, I hope this is kind of giving you an idea of some of the new cards coming out. I hope you've been able to mark some cards you're like, yeah, I really want to get that card, or okay, they're cool, I'll wait to see what else we get. But I thought I'd do this news drop so you guys have as much information as possible. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, guys, as absolutely always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.